More than 2 years ago, Samwise7 posed a question about games that we like that nobody else seems to like, that we never get to run. And yeah, I know exactly what that's like. And so I'm living in Korea. So any game that I will actually ship the physical book here is something that I really want to play. And this shelf, well, I get to play some of them, but very few of them. So I've got, Brass and Steel here, Godlike, Prime Directive. Okay, let's take a look at Prime Directive. This is the original Prime Directive, not the D20 or GURPS or whatever variant has come along since. This is the original Prime Directive. And at home or over here in Korea, I've never had the opportunity to play it. I even bought a massive amount of Starfleet Battles stuff in order to coordinate between the tabletop war game and the role-playing game. Yet, here it sits, unused. Pendragon. I have gotten to play it as a player long, long ago, which is why I bought the 4th edition, which, if you can see in the corner, says New Celtic Magic. When this was new, and I brought it over here with me in my suitcase 15 years ago, and still haven't played it since. Blue Planet. Actually, I've never met anybody who's played Blue Planet, so we should all get together, all of us who have never played Blue Planet, and play it. Shadowrun. This is one of the other categories that Samwise mentioned, which was games that you run that you'd like to have a chance to play as a player. Well, that's Shadowrun for me. I've had very, very few runs as a player. And for a long time I swore I would never run this game, that I would only play it. But, So Shadowrun. Serenity. I haven't had a chance to really play any Cortex games yet. Least of all, Serenity. Next up would be Unhallowed Metropolis. Another really gorgeous hardcover game. Great setting. Nope. Sharp-eyed people will see Trail of Cthulhu sitting next to it. I bought it just because the book is gorgeous, and some of the story ideas are interesting, but anyone following my blog knows I've got no desire whatsoever to play Gumshoe. Next, Cthulhu Tech. This is another one of those things that I want to play. I don't want to run it because I want to play it. So, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to play it. Call of Cthulhu, I run fairly often, and so that's cool. Aces and Eights. I did get to start a campaign, and we all enjoyed it. We were in a very experimental phase at the time, though, and by the time we were ready to settle down to one game, that one game turned out to be Ubiquity's various systems. So over the last year and a half, we've been involved with Hollow Earth Expedition and Desolation and All for One. And Leagues of Adventure has just come out. I haven't had a chance to run it yet, but All for One, we have a campaign, which is, I guess, now drifting into hiatus because players have moved back to the real world. Desolation we did a fair bit with, and Hollow Earth Expedition. So, satisfied from the running point of view, not so much from the playing point of view, as I only got to play Desolation. But, the future is bright. And then right here in the middle, of course, is Battletech, which I've been running since I got it, and the MechWarrior RPG. And again, that would be great to play. I do have the opportunity every now and again to play it, so not so bad. Now, there's a lot of other stuff here, like Trinity, right, or Aeon, because I still have the original. Yeah, I never got a chance to play it. I've run it a fair bit. Never any long-lasting campaigns, though, just short-lived, more episodic style. really like the chance to explore that, either as a game master or as a player. I'm kind of indifferent on that score. Aberrant, run it a lot. Adventure, I ran it enough, actually. I'd enjoy playing it again as a player, but for Pulp, I would just automatically go to Hollow Earth Expedition now. It's no comparison. I have a ton of World of Darkness stuff here, which is weighing me down like a stone. I don't care if I ever play any of it again, except for Wraith. Man, I loved Wraith. And I would really like to try to run a chronicle of Kindred of the East. I think that'd be a blast. More so than Vampire. I like to take on vampires, and actually, if I were to ever run the Vampire again, I would make a lot of changes reflecting some of how Kindred of the East works. That sort of thing. So, yeah. I know what you mean. Lots of games. And what am I playing now? Out of all of these, I'm actively playing one. And this is just the physical books. This is nothing like the massive drive full of PDFs that I have, all of which are burning a hole in my creative centers. So anyway, good question. Thanks for sharing.